Hello everyone and welcome back. Have you ever visited a museum with a grandparent, a parent, a child, and felt that special connection? Not only with the stories or the activities or the artifacts or artworks or whatever you're experiencing, but also with each other. Something happens when you are together about a new story or with the purpose of experiencing something new. I think that is a special power that museums hold. Museums hold artifacts that span centuries, and it makes them the perfect spaces for intergenerational connection. And I thought we should have a look at how this can be done in this video with some examples as well, and how museums can serve to really connect generations in an entirely new way, and why museums are the perfect spaces for this. As always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and add your own comments below. Let's dive into this. First of all, we all know there is a power in a shared story. Museums can encourage older generations to share personal memories connected to the exhibitions. I think this is a very common way of doing this. We have loads of examples of this, like for example the Imperial War Museum in the UK, where they have recorded thousands of personal accounts from veterans and civilians. And families often visit together, like with grandparents, for example, sharing first-hand experiences alongside the exhibits. And it's a wonderful way of engaging with the personal stories. We also have an example like, for example, the Ellis Island Museum in the States, that allow visitors to trace their ancestors' immigration records. And in doing so can spark a very deep family discussion there, because it's something very personal that a family share. Now, interactive and multi-sensory experiences are always wonderful. Museums that allow visitors to touch or engage with replicas, for example. This is the classic hand-on element. An example of that is at the Rijksmuseum in the Netherlands, where they have a family quest activity. And here children and adults work together to solve puzzles based on the artworks. It's also a wonderful way of introducing technology that can bridge the gaps. Remember, the younger generation are also are often more well-versed in using technology, AR, VR experiences and so on, that make history accessible to all ages. An example of that is at the Anne Frank House, where they have a VR experience that allow people of all generations to explore the secret annex in an immersive way, even if they cannot visit in person. Remember to design for all ages. There are lots of programs for mixed audiences, so events that cater to both older and younger generations. A wonderful example is the Museum of Islamic Art in Qatar, that runs a museum mailis where grandparents and grandchildren share traditional stories while engaging with artifacts. Remember also something like family-friendly spaces, like seating, design, accessibility, that really makes a difference. The Tate Modern in the UK has something called Tate Families, which transforms contemporary art into activities for all ages to experience together. And I think the key word there is the togetherness. It's that we do something together, and that becomes the experience, that it's actually something we do together and something that we have to do together in order to make it work. Museums are, of course, also fantastic memory makers. We all know that. We remember experiences, not just facts. I mean, a lot of facts we have a tendency of forgetting very quickly, but the role of nostalgia is very powerful, but because we have a tendency of remembering experiences a lot better, especially if they were personal. An example is the Tenement Museum in the States, where they use real-life immigrant family stories to create connections between past and present, and it makes visitors reflect on their own family histories. You can also encourage revisits with families. And this is how museums really can become tradition building spaces. I think a wonderful example that I love visiting is the Lego House Museum in Denmark, where they create interactive exhibits that encourage parents and children to build together, and they reinforce that connection through play. Here you have me building a house, of course, with proper security helmet on and everything. And it's something everyone can engage in, and it's something adults find great joy and fun in doing as well. I would like to end with a question. Have you ever had a special moment with a family member at a museum? If so, what exactly happened? What was the connection? What made you connect? Was it a story, an activity, something you did together? Was there something that encouraged that togetherness to really find each other cross generations? Yeah, I think it's always fun to dive into what really happens there when young and elderly people, or when we just connect through generations. What exactly is at play there? Please share your own experiences this and your comments below.